Who are the top 10 college basketball teams? With the start of college basketball 2020 season right around the corner, it's time for me to put my predictions on the best of the best down on the record. Now, every single year, you always get that one team that comes out of nowhere and makes a deep run into March. But as we sit here on the last day of September, here are my NCAA top 10 teams for the 2019-2020 season. Let's get it. Welcome back to Journey of a Ballaholic, the best talk show for basketball addicts. I'm your host, General Hannibal X. Now, in this journey, I'm going to be giving you my way too early top 10 teams in college basketball. Now, this ranking is going to be based on incoming talent. You're going to be looking at returning talent, coaching. All of it's going to be taken into equation. Now, there's going to be some teams on here that's going to be missing and maybe a bit of a surprise. Teams like the defending champion Virginia Cavaliers. You're going to be looking at teams like Texas Tech that's not going to be on this list. But this right here are the teams that I think to start the 2020 season are the top 10 of all the teams in college basketball. Let's go ahead and jump into it. First up at number 10, I'm going with the Pirates of Seton Hall. Now, Seton Hall only lost one player to graduation this offseason and brings back elite scoring guard Miles Powell for his senior season. Powell averaged 23 points per game on almost 45% shooting from the field last year and should be a Big East Player of the Year candidate this upcoming year. Now, Powell's going to need his backcourt mate Miles Cale to take his game to the next level if they're going to have any success. But if he's able to average double figures again and become a more efficient scorer, which is what I expect, then Seton Hall is positioned to have a major year this season. Coming in at number 9, I've got the Memphis Tigers. Now, Penny Hardaway in his second season will be bringing in the number 1 recruiting class in all of college basketball. He's going to be following in those recruiting footsteps of John Calipari, which are no small shoes to fill. But Hardaway and the Memphis Tigers should most likely start 5 freshmen led by 7-foot monster James Wiseman, who in all honesty, I think he could potentially be the overall number 1 pick in the 2020 NBA draft. Now, Wiseman's going to have fellow freshman Precious Achiuwa next to him as they're going to look to absolutely dominate teams from the inside out. Now, as we know, college basketball success is largely put on the shoulders of good guard play, and the Tigers are going to need those incoming freshman guards to grow up extremely fast if they want to make a run at the Elite 8 or even further. Now, next up at number 8, I'm going with the Maryland Terrapins. Granted, losing Bruno Fernando keeps them out of my top 5, but big man Jalen Smith, he should average close to a double-double this year. And having senior point guard out of Bowie, Maryland, Anthony Cohen Jr., who really should be one of the top guards in all of college basketball, Maryland should be able to look to improve on that 23-11 record from last season. And I think that because Mark Turgeon added those 3 4-star recruits to surround Cohen and Smith, I'm expecting the Terps to be able to bounce back from last year's heartbreaking buzzer-beating loss. Moving over to number 7, I got the Tar Heels from North Carolina. Now, UNC lost their top 5 scorers from a season ago, but when you add a superstar player like Cole Anthony, that immediately kept them as a top 10 team. Now, Anthony's going to be my pick to win the ACC Player of the Year award, and he should be a top 5 pick in the upcoming draft. But when you add a grad transfer like Christian Keeling, who averaged 18.7 points per game last year, that was another big move for Roy Williams, who's looking to replace a ton of scoring from the guys that departed last year. Keelan's going to have to be able to prove that he can play consistently with the big boys in the ACC coming from a small school like Charleston Southern. But as Garrison Brooks and Brandon Robinson, they're going to be the key to have to step up in a major way as their roles are going to be looking to expand this season as UNC is going to try to improve from last year's 29-7 to be able to potentially become an Elite 8 team this season. And at number 6 is the Louisville Cardinals. As we know, the Cardinals lost their starting point guard Christian Cunningham, and they're going to look for senior Ryan McMahon to step up at the point guard spot. But Louisville's only going to go as far as their star Jordan Noir is going to take them. Noir's coming off his sophomore year, averaging 17 points and almost 8 rebounds. And I think that the 6'8" forward is in line to be a first-team All-ACC member, and if Dwayne Seton continues to improve his game, they could form a lethal 1-2 punch for the Cardinals. Now, when you add in a 5-star wing like Samuel Williamson, Louisville once again is going to look to terrorize opponent offense with their pressure defense, and they should also be able to punish teams on the glass with that versatility that they're going to have. Okay, down to the top 5. Now, coming in at number 5, I'm going with the Florida Gators. Getting transfer Kerry Blackshear from Virginia Tech, that was a gigantic addition, and one of the main reasons why the Gators are in my top 5. Blackshear was a dominant force in the ACC, and I think he's going to continue his dominance in the SEC. Top 10 recruit Scotty Lewis, this kid is the real deal, and I think he's going to thrive in the Gators' up-tempo system, which is going to showcase his elite athletic ability. But it's going to be the returning sophomores that's going to be key for how far this Florida team is able to go. Andrew Nimhard, Noah Locke, and Keontae Johnson, they're going to be the backbone that's going to dictate whether or not this Gators team can be a Final Four squad or not. Coming in at number 4, I got the Kentucky Wildcats. Now, as we know, John Calipari, he's used to reloading talent year after year. And with PJ Washington, Keldon Johnson, Reed Travis, and Tyler Hero gone from Lexington, Coach Kyle's going to have to rely on returning big men Montgomery and Richards down low, while Higgins provides experience at the most important position of all of college basketball, which is the point guard spot. Now, incoming top 15 recruits guard Tyrese Maxey and 5-star Khalil Whitney, they're going to be able to bolster this talented Wildcats lineup, as Kentucky's going to try to look to get back to their old ways and make a run at another Final Four appearance. Moving on to number 3 is the Kansas Jayhawks. Out goes Vitt, Lawson, and Grimes. So you might think that a team that loses that type of firepower shouldn't even be worthy of the top 3 pick. But don't forget that Silvio De Sousa has been cleared to play for the Jayhawks, which now gives Kansas a dynamic trio of big men down low when you factor in 7-foot, 200-pound Udoka Azubuike returning, and he's going to be healthy. Plus, they got 6'10" big man David McCormick, who should only be better this year. You add in a grad transfer from Iowa, Isaiah Moss, to the perimeter with Devin Dotson, this Kansas team is going to be lethal. And I'm expecting a big-time bounce-back season from the Jayhawks, as they're going to look to rebound from that second-round exit last year. And then number 2, I'm going with the Duke Blue Devils. Now, any team that loses not 1, not 2, but 3 top 10 NBA picks typically isn't expected to do much the following year, especially when one of them is a superstar like Zion Williamson. Zion is arguably the most talented player that Coach K has ever had, definitely the most athletic. But leave it to Coach K, who's become the king of recruiting nowadays, to bring in 3 5-star recruits led by 6'10", 275-pound Vernon Carey. Add in a 4-star athletic sensation like Cassius Stanley, and last year's team may have been its most talented Duke team ever, but this year's squad is going to be a much more versatile team on both ends of the court. Trey Jones returning is the key for Duke's chances to make a deep run in March, as he's going to be the glue to blend in that young incoming talent and the experience that's returning to Durham. Now, Jones is going to look to accomplish in year 2 what his brother Tyus did in year 1 at Duke, and that's to win a national title. It's going to be tough though, especially when you factor in the number 1 squad that I have is still on this list. My number 1 team should be no surprise, as I've got the Michigan State Spartans. Player of the Year candidate Cassius Winston averaged almost 19 points and 8 assists last year, and he's going to lead this Michigan State squad, who gets a healthy Joshua Langford back to provide legit scoring from the outside. They bring in Rocket Watts, who's a 4-star recruit, and he's going to help Winston with that point guard duties. But his big man Xavier Tillman on the inside, who's going to man that paint and mitigate the loss of Kenny Goins and Nick Ward down low. This Michigan State team has the look of a national championship all over it. They've got a Hall of Fame coach in Tom Izzo, a star point guard in Cassius Winston, and they got an experienced team that made it to the Final Four just last year. Could this be the year that Sparty wins it all and bring another title back to the Big Green? I don't know, but one thing's for certain, this Michigan State team here, they're going to be tough, as we always know. They're going to rebound tough, they're going to play solid defense. The question is that offense going to continue to carry when March and April gets here? We got to stick around and find out. Okay, so there you have it, my top 10 teams for the 2019-2020 season. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree with that list? Go down to the comment section below and let me know who you would rank as the top 10 teams to begin the 2019-2020 season. Listen, the next episode I'm going to be doing is going to be my Final Four prediction. Which teams of these 10, and even possibly a team that didn't make this 10, that I think they can make a deep run and make the Final Four next year. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you won't miss that episode. Also, hit the like button and make sure that you tap that notification bell so that you can stay updated with the journey of a ballaholic.